Okay guys, so today I have a fun video because this video is going to be all about using makeup to look like you have a natural sun tan or sunburn. And I know that kind of sounds weird, but this idea came to me actually when I was thinking back when I felt really pretty and sun-kissed and I was actually a little bit sunburnt on vacation and I had a little bit too much time in the sun, and I know that is horrible for our skin, which is why this makeup like kind of gives you the same effect, but you're obviously not damaging your skin because we all know how bad the sun is for our skin. So wear sunscreen, guys. So if you guys can tell right now, I do have my foundation on and concealer and everything, just not blush. I have a little bit of bronzer, but it's like very, very light. So you guys can see I don't really have any color to my face. So it looks a little bit weird, but I'm really gonna show you guys how this technique can really kind of just bring you to life a little bit and make you glow and make you have that like sunburnt look. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I think it looks really pretty. So what we're gonna be doing is focusing on the high points of the face because that is what gets sunburnt naturally first. So if you guys know, when you get a little bit too sun-kissed, you'll find that the top of your cheeks look kind of red, your nose is really rosy, which actually I think looks really cute, your chin, and for me it's like kind of just above my brows there. So those are like the main spots that I find will look a little bit more red, and I just find when I have a little bit of like that sunburn, sun-kissed type of look, I just feel like I look really nice. And sometimes it's a shame when you cover it with makeup because then it just kind of looks like a little bit gray sometimes. I find like when you have like a nice sun-kissed face, then you put makeup on it and it kind of takes it away and you end up looking a little bit gray. Your face doesn't really match like the tone of your body. So I just find that this technique is really fun, and if you want to just like play around with it a little bit, you could obviously do it a little bit heavier or go lighter on the technique and just have fun with it. So the product that I'm going to be using that I think is really, really amazing for this, because to me, in my opinion, it honestly looks like a sunburn. It is this NARS liquid blush, and this is called Hot Tin Roof. So as you guys can see, it's like this little glass container here. It has a pump, which is really nice, and it is super pigmented. Like a little bit of this stuff goes a long way, so I love it. This is pretty much like a brick red terracotta color, so it is really beautiful. It's hard to tell because it is in a frosted container, but I will show you when I put it on my hand. You guys can see the color of it, and honestly, this stuff is amazing, and I just find it makes you look like you just got out of the sun and you have like a little bit of a burn, natural looking burn, and of course no sun, so it's definitely more safe, of course, and I just love this stuff. So this is the only product I'm going to be using for this sun-kissed sunburn makeup look. So what I'm gonna do is actually take a little bit of this onto the back of my hand, and I am gonna do this a little bit more extreme just for the purpose of showing you guys how you could really give yourself that sun-kissed sunburn look. So I'm gonna be a little heavy-handed, and like I said, you could use these same techniques, but of course, lighten it up for your own preferences. So I'm just gonna place some on the back of my hand. I'll place a little more than I'll need just to show you guys the color a little bit better. So it is like a nice thick liquidy shade there, and as you can see, that is like a beautiful terracotta, almost like a brick orangey red shade. So first I'm gonna start applying that on with this ColourPop F30 brush over here. And I'm just gonna kind of tap it onto the brush. But we're gonna do a lot of blending and diffusing, so don't worry. So first I'm gonna start with the high cheekbone area, and I'm gonna bring it up to the temple and almost like under the eyes. I just wanna give it that look for when you're actually sunburnt and the sun hits this part, which is protruding more. So that is like a more natural way of how you would actually burn if you were in the sun. So now I'm gonna go in with this clean Morphe E48 brush, and I'm just gonna kind of diffuse the rest of that blush. Just to make sure it's really blended. And I'm gonna keep going back and forth between the brushes just to make sure that I get the proper blending and coloration. So I'm just gonna keep blending away until I reach the pigmentation that I like. And I'm also gonna start putting some of that color onto the bridge and tip of my nose. And then I'm just using that other clean Morphe brush to just diffuse that. Some on my chin and some right above the brow bone on the outer corner there. Bringing it in a little bit to the middle. And I know it's looking crazy right now, but it will settle in and I'm gonna diffuse it even more. And you also don't wanna neglect the lid. I'm just putting a little bit of the leftover onto the lid. Okay, so I'm just gonna add in a little bit more highlight to my nose because I love a good nose highlight. So I'm just going in with this ColourPop highlighter. This is their Super Shock highlighter in the shade Maleficent, Mistress of All Evil. So this was part of their Disney Villains collection and I love this highlighter here. So I'm just gonna use some of that on the tip and bridge of my nose just to kind of make a pop, but of course that is personal preference. Kind of just bringing back in the glow to my nose over that kind of terracotta base that we added. And of course you can add some to your cheeks as well. I might add a little touch just to give like that natural glow. I'm not going too crazy with the highlighter because I do want the red to show through. So I'm just kind of blending that in with my fingertips. Okay guys, so that is the finished look and I actually really like it. I know that it's like a weird concept when you think of like sunburnt looking skin. It's not really sunburnt, it's like a little bit of a burn looking, but it's more like you kind of have that natural glow, like you've just like been at the beach all day and you got a little bit more sun than you probably should have. So this is like the natural, safe way of looking like you were at the beach all day. And I just think it's really nice. It kind of does add like a little bit of like that luminous, youthful glow. And I know that sometimes with makeup, especially when you're more tan and you are a little bit sun-kissed, it can kind of look a little bit gray and ashy. So I feel like adding a little bit of redness to the skin does really create that like warmth and natural sun-kissed look. So I think adding it to the high cheekbones there where the sun would naturally hit more is actually really nice because it looks like more of like a natural glow. And then of course connecting it to the nose and like the high points, like I said, a little bit on the forehead. You just kind of want everything to connect so it doesn't just look like you have like red cheeks and nothing else. You just want to make it look as natural as it can. And I think it's actually very nice. I do really like it. Of course, like I said, you can add more, you can add less, but I just think this idea, this whole concept of this look is really cool and I really love it. I know that it gets a little bit scary in the beginning when you first start blending it out, but that product is amazing. I love that NARS product. As you guys can see, it's on my hand and it does dry, so it will last a long time because it does really set. So once it's on, you kind of want to blend as quick as you can because you don't get that much time because it is fast drying. But as you guys can see, I didn't have that much trouble blending. I think it looks pretty good. And also if anyone is wondering what lip I'm wearing, I'm actually just wearing this She Glam lip gloss. This is their Take a Hint lip tint in the shade called Birthday Lips. So I've been loving this and wearing it all the time. It like leaves like a tint and it's really glossy. So I think this will look amazing in the summertime when you just kind of want something light and it'll stain your lips a bit. So I'm loving this product. So I would love to know what you guys think of this sunburn makeup look. I know that the title is a little bit crazy and it does sound crazy in theory, but I honestly think there's something to it. Something about it just draws me to it. I think it's really beautiful and it kind of gives you, like I said, that sun-kissed look without the harmful UV rays. And if you guys compare how I looked in the beginning of the video, it was pretty dull and lifeless. So that like terracotta color is honestly perfect. Like this NARS shade just honestly looks like a sunburn. So I think it is really beautiful. I love the formula of that NARS liquid blush. It's so pigmented, it's easy to work with. It does dry super quickly, so just keep that in mind. Like once you put it on, it's not going anywhere. That is the look. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, then please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!